Hi everyone, Transformers Fan 5000 here. So, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and I hope you're going to have the best end to 2023. Now, this is a video I wanted to do for a long time and I'm finally here. I finally get to do it. It's going to be a bit of a buying guide to Baiwei's Optimus Prime and generally Baiwei's products. Now, this is going to be a long video and I've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about which Optimus you should get, what accessories you should get, what you should consider, and stick around and you mind to pick up a thing or two about Baiwei products. And if you already own Baiwei, feel free to watch and listen to my thoughts on my experience on the products and what accessories I buy. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, I just want to say, this is something I'm really proud of. I've worked quite a lot to get these, and I've got good experiences and I've got bad experiences with Baiwei. So yeah, it's not going to be all positive. I'm going to tell you guys actually the ins and outs and the good and the bad, and yeah. Now I have got quite a lot of Baiwei Optimus Primes, as you can see. Generally, I have the majority of Baiwei products apart from a few. I have pretty much every Optimus Prime from the Baiweis apart from this guy. I didn't get any of the Baiwei products for him, and I know they did a few variants of this guy, but I never got them because I already owned the Hasbro one. So what should you get? Hasbro or Baiwei? Now Baiwei, if you don't know, is a KO. It's a knockoff. Now my personal experience with these will differ to someone else's. Because they are a KO, they are not quality checked and they don't go through all the Hasbro testing and everything like that. So my quality will differ from your experience. I may have a really good experience with some of these products, but you may not, and vice versa. You may have a brilliant experience and I may not. For example, the Baiwei Sentinel Prime, that guy is strong plastic. Now this is the Hasbro Optimus Prime 44 from Studio Series, and I think Sentinel from Baiwei is stronger plastic than this guy. And this is Hasbro. However, I have heard a lot of people review the Baiwei Sentinel Prime and they say that it's terrible plastic. So again, it differs. Now this video is actually going to be a raw video, so I just thought I would record and actually talk, so it's not going to be edited or anything. Sometimes it's just nice to sit down and talk, really, So yeah, in regards to the two main considerations when you buy, though, that comes down to firstly purpose, and second one is budget. Now the purpose is, do you want an Optimus Prime for playability or for display? Who are you buying it for? Are you buying it for yourself to display? Are you buying it for yourself to play with? Are you buying it for your kid to play with? Are you a kid watching this and you want to play with it? And secondly is budget. How much do you realistically want to spend? And I'm going to be covering all of these things in this video about what you should buy and why you should buy. Now I'm going to just make a few honourable mentions just to get these guys out of the way. But Baiwei have made like a Nemesis Prime variant here, just purple, and he does come with these accessories. So he comes with translucent red swords that he can hold and the ones that plug into his hands. Then they also incorporated a unmasked and a masked version, as well as Dark of the Moon abdomen sections and 07 and Revenge of the Fallen abdomen, so you can plug them in. Then they did this guy, which is basically the same as the last one, apart from instead of purple, he's green. This is actually, technically, I've worked it out in my head. This is KSI Sentinel. This is KSI Galvatron if you want an explanation on that, check my link below in the description for my Studio Selects of why that teal green Nemesis Prime coloured Optimus is actually KSI Galvatron. Now they also released this guy, the white version. This is kind of like Ultra Magnus, really. Now that's what it's ideally meant to represent. And again, he came with the Dark Throne abdomen section. He came with the 07 Revenge of the Fallen abs. I've sort of switched them around a little bit just to make it a bit different. And he comes with 2 heads there. And then he comes with the same swords. He comes with a handheld blue sword and one that plugs into his hand here. So, yeah. They are just sort of honourable mentions that I just wanted to get out of the way before we sort of dive deep into these. So, here we go. Now, for a long time, this guy was my main Optimus Prime for Studio Series because I missed out on the 32 and the 44. Luckily, I have the 44 now, but that was through the reissue. The Bumbles were the Bumblebee line. But for a long time, this guy was my Optimus Prime. Now, this is a really, really good figure. Despite the inaccuracies, he is a fantastic figure. And he comes with the standard Energon swords, 2 of them that you plug into his hand here. But no, this guy is definitely good. If you can see him for a good price, definitely pick him up. And like I said, Baiwei have made their own knockoff version of this guy. So yeah, definitely get him. But if you want something accurate, this is not the one for you. Now, what you're looking at here is the 44 Studio Series, Baiwei number 1, Baiwei number 1, my second copy, and Baiwei number 2. Now let's get the worst one out of the way. This guy. Now, originally, I bought the Baiwei Optimus Prime, and I was really looking forward to him, and I broke him on the first day. Yeah, all his neck is made of clear plastic, and it just snapped. So I got in contact with ShowZStore, and luckily they were happy to give me a replacement. However, I worked out in my head that to send this guy back to ShowZStore and get a replacement would cost more money to what it would if I were just to buy another copy, which is this guy. So I didn't return him and I just ordered another copy. And I use this as a bit of a tutorial on customization. Now, it didn't turn out the worst, it didn't turn out the best. It was okay, it was only a trial, but a lot of things broke on him, like his head's broke. Should have given you a pre-warning there. His shoulder pad's broken, all his back's broken, these bits are broken. Like, he's very fragile. If you think of Woody on Toy Story, how much of a ragdoll he is, this is what this guy's like. Like, he's very ragdolly. Like, you pick him up and he just swings around. So I also use the weapons as a bit of customization. So Baiwei Optimus Prime comes with, the standard swords like this, but I used the broken version's weapons as a bit of a sort of trial customization. So I painted the handles with a black marker, like a Sharpie here, and they turned out really well. So that Optimus that was a trial. It didn't work out, sadly. However, the new Baiwei Optimus Prime came in. Now this is the same plastic quality as the other guy, and the other guy just broke to bits, and that wasn't because I painted him. That was just down to the mold. Like, people have reviewed the Baiwei number 1 Optimus Prime, and he's broke on their reviews as they're reviewing it. It's crazy. I've taken care of this guy, which is why it's stayed in good shape for so long. But I mean, this panel on here is already broken. The other day, his wheel here started snapping off. So he's still very delicate. Now, I really, really love this version of Optimus. Despite how weak plastic he is, I love him. If you're going to get this guy, if you want this guy, don't get him. Get Baiwei number 2. It all comes down to these two, but this guy looks a little bit different because on their second release, on Baiwei's second release, they changed a few things up. Try and get them more central here. So they definitely tried to change a few things up. firstly, they painted the wheel rims. So on the Baiwei, it came with all black wheels. Now these ones I actually replaced from the, I think it was the trailer, Dark and the Moon trailer, because it came with some extra wheels, the Baiwei trailer. So I swapped them up to give it a bit more definitive look. But on the reissue, they did, sorry, on the second version, they gave him all silver rims. They gave him silver paint on the grey at the back here. They gave him a nice metallic blue and a bit of a metallic red paint to him, where this is just sort of normal blue and normal red. They painted, you can't really see it here much, but they painted these sort of like hip side bits here. This bit's just grey, where the blue on this one. And the feet as well. So on the first release, Optimus just has sort of gunmetal grey feet, die-cast, whereas on the second one, it's die-cast again, but it's silver. I mix opinions with these. I prefer the red on this guy, but I prefer the blue on this guy. I prefer the feet on this guy, so I could swap them over. That's something I might consider doing. But overall, this guy has better plastic quality. So, Baiwei number 1, I don't recommend. Don't buy this one. These look a little bit different because I have ToyHax labels on this one. So if you've got the ToyHax labels, you could just easily stick them on this guy or whatever. But generally, as a figure, go for this one. So take this one away. Now, both the first version of Baiwei Optimus Prime, what I just took away, and this one, they come with the same accessory. They come with a masked mouth. They come with an unmasked mouth. Yep. And they actually released 2 versions of the mouth. So the first version of the Baiwei that I took away came with this version, and the second one actually came with this, where it actually got a bit of a chin. So if you're going to get this guy, you're going to get the better face. Now they both come with, all Baiwei Optimus Primes come with the alternate abs and the normal abs, and they all come with 2 handheld Energon swords, and they come with the one that you plug in. They all come with 2 of them. So you'll get 4 Energon swords, 2 handheld and 2 from his wrist. So it comes down to these 2. This is what it ultimately comes down to, what I was saying. Playability or display. Now my phone camera, the torch, well, I just had lighting illuminating the figures just turned off because it said my phone's too hot, overheating, so that's not good, but we'll do our best here. So, this again is a reissue, Bumblebee, Buzzword Bumblebee. This is Baiwei number 2. So, playability versus displaying. If you want something to display that looks most movie accurate, get this guy. And get the ToyHax stickers. If you want something that you can play with, whether you're an adult and you want to play with it, or whether you're a kid and you want to play with it, or you're buying it for a kid, try and get this guy. This guy is readily available. He's not available on ShowZStore at the minute, but you can get this guy and everything that I'm going to show you on AlIExpress. I know a lot of people don't like AlIExpress, they don't trust it. I understand why, because it's a bit like Wish, and that was a little bit strange. But every time I've bought on AlIExpress, it's been very positive, and they ship very quickly. So this one, if you want to play with it, this one if you want to display. Again, he's not available on ShowZStore, but you can get him on AlIExpress for a good cheap price. This guy you're paying for quality, and you're paying a lot of money for him. Now what I'm going to show you next is you can get a truly definitive Optimus Prime like this with all his ToyHax stickers and all of his accessories that he uses throughout the first trilogy, the first 3 films, for the same price as what you would get this guy with all his accessories in the box. Now, just to put it in perspective, if you were to buy this guy, this is what he would come with in the Studio Series. He would come with the Dark of the Moon Jetwing trailer. He would come with a blaster, which again I have a ToyHax sticker on. He would come with his Energon sword. He would come with his axe, a shield, focus camera, and his 2 Jetwing cannons. Now, if you're buying this again to play with, and you just want the accessories he uses in the film, and you want the jetpack and trailer, this is perfect. Get him. I'd probably say don't pay over 110, 120. I think that's a bit too much. He's worth it. You know, he's worth them prices, but when you can get this guy for the same price and you can get more, I would recommend this guy. But if you just want something to play with, get this guy. Now, I'm just going to put these to the side. And I actually have the DNA design upgrade kit on here. So these wheels are from DNA. If you get the original Hasbro one, these are the wheels that you're going to have. You're just going to have the stock ones here without any silver paint. And these ones don't move. These ones move, but these don't move. Whereas on the DNA, they're all painted and they all move. So that's what you're going to get. However, if you get the Baiwei trailer, it will look like this. So it's massive compared to the Hasbro trailer. So it's taller and it's longer. So that's what you're going to get if you get Baiwei. I've stuck Autobot logos on the side here and on the front, but yeah, and you get the silver painted wheels, and they're bigger. They're much bigger wheels. Now with Baiwei, you have several things. You have this trailer, which comes with a few accessories, and then you have the weapons pack. I'm going to go through both of them. So if you want to buy the trailer, just going to stand it up so it's easier. I've got more room. If you want to buy the trailer, this is what you're going to get. You will get a shield with a handle on the back, and you will get 2 Jetwing silver painted cannons. Now to compare these, one silver on the Baiwei and the Hasbro is just molded grey plastic. They are different because when you plug into a hand with the Hasbro, it just sits like a normal gun. But if you plug the Baiwei in, it actually sits over. It doesn't have anything like the DNA when it sort of covers the underneath, but it does sit over the arm, whereas this just sits over the hand. So that's what you're left with. In terms of the shield, the Baiwei is, although it is just non-painted clear plastic, it does have a handle on the back, and it's massive compared to Hasbro. However, Hasbro just has a peg on the back, which makes it awkward to peg it on. And I'll show you what it looks like. So the Hasbro, you have to either just plug it in to his hand like that, or you have to sort of mistransform his entire arm. So his wrist goes like that. Whereas the Baiwei, and you can make this plug go either up or you can pull it out and make it go down, but you can just plug. It never works in camera, does it, when you're actually trying to do it? Gosh, how do people actually do these reviews? But that's what you're left with. So Baiwei on the right, well, right hand for the screen, and for all you viewers, Baiwei on the left, and Hasbro on the right. So it's whichever one you want. If you get this trailer, you're gonna get the shield and the guns. Whereas if you get the Hasbro, then obviously you're gonna get everything I just showed you. Now I said Baiwei have released a couple of different things. So apart from the Baiwei trailer, they've released a weapons pack, which you get these. You get another shield, but this time it's painted silver and it's got a bit of a purple weathering effect on it. You also get the Dark of the Moon cannon. You also get a axe, which is just a plain version of the DNA axe. Kind of looks like Batman, doesn't it? And then you get the Energon axe. And I'm not done. You also get 2 Energon hooks that he uses to absolutely destroy Grindor. And I'm still not done. You get Optimus's primed cannons. Here you get 2 of them. And the good thing is, if the camera focuses, they're reversed. So it's not like you get 2 right cannons. You get a left and a right cannon. And you also get knuckle dusters that Optimus Prime uses against Shockwave. So you get all these if you buy the weapons pack. You don't get the trailer, you don't get the other shield or the Jetwing cannons, but you do get a lot for your money. Now, what do you want to do if you want to go even further? Now, this is all Baiwei does in terms of accessories. However, there are a few companies who do a few more accessories. Now, DNA Design made a really popular upgrade kit that I'm going to show you. DNA Design released a kit with 2 shields, exactly the same as Baiwei, because basically what Baiwei did was they just copied Hasbro's mold and then they copied DNA's accessories. So you get 2 DNA shields that are painted with silver on grey plastic, so it gives it a nice reflective look. You get 2 Jetwing guns, and these ones actually open up so it conceals the underside of the hand. So you get left and right one. You get knuckle dusters, which are, well, they're better than the Baiwei ones, but I'll compare them in a moment. So you get knuckle dusters. You get 2 axes. Well, depends what version you buy. You get this axe, and then if you get the pre-order bonus, you get another version of it, whereas it's gold, where this one's just like an orange. So you get those axes. Again, that's only with a pre-order. If you get the standard, you just get the orange. You get 2 very nicely painted Energon swords. And then you get this, part of the Jetwing, and when it transforms, you basically put it on the... It's designed for the Hasbro trailer, so if I bring this in, it basically goes underneath these pieces and makes the trailer actually stand up. Which I also meant to mention as well, if you get the Baiwei trailer, it comes with 2 of these as well, which basically plug into the bottom of this trailer here so that it can stand up, but it doesn't come with the actual sort of DNA thing that slides in between here and makes it stand up. It's just these 2 little stands here. compared to the DNA version here. So let's compare some of the accessories. And again, Hasbro made theirs, DNA made their kits to upgrade it, and then Baiwei came and copied Hasbro's figure and copied Baiwei's upgrade, as well as making a few of their own. So let's get down to the actual accessories. I'm going to just alter the camera here a little bit, just so you can see. Now, in terms of the Energon swords, this is what you're getting. The Hasbro one here. Focus. I do apologise. And the DNA here. Do I need to tell you which one's better? Then you get the shield. Now, this is the Baiwei one, this is the DNA. They're both very nice. This one's grey plastic with silver paint. This is, I think it's a little bit of a lighter grey plastic with silver paint and purple, like magenta paint. Both are really good. Just dropped it. Both are very good plastics as well. Both look really good. So this is down to personal preference. Do you want a weathered one or do you want a non-weathered one? Then we come to the guns. And again, with the shield, you get the grey Baiwei and the painted Baiwei. So you get the Hasbro Jetwing, which is all hollow and it just plugs into his arm, in his hand, sorry. Then you get Baiwei, which is silver and it plugs over his arm. Then you get DNA, which is grey plastic, silver paint, and it actually covers the bottom of his arm. In terms of these, I would say the DNA is superior. In terms of these axes right here, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. You've got the Baiwei on the left and the DNA on the right in the middle. They're all good, really, to be honest. I'd just say that the Baiwei one on the left is a non-energized version of the DNA one. So, yeah, they're all pretty good, to be honest. The knuckle dusters are where things get a little bit interesting. So we've got the DNA on the right and the Baiwei on the left. Now, where it differs here, it all looks the same until you come here. DNA plugs into Optimus's hand well and it secures, but the Baiwei knuckle dusters, they flop around and they fall off. That's because of the sort of thickness of the tabs here. Baiwei on the left, very thin tab, doesn't plug into his hands well. DNA, very thick tab, and you really have to plug it over his hand and it stays insecure. So in this case, DNA is better. And the only other change with DNA is, again, the wheels here, but the Jetwing here and the stands here. Now, what Baiwei basically did was they split these pieces here. So DNA had it where you could have this part of the Jetwing, the jetpack, and also it'd form a base of a trailer, whereas Baiwei, they separated the pieces so the legs are separate, and then what they did was they made this a separate piece for the Baiwei jetpack. Now, it's down to really personal preference on that. Now, there is one more weapons pack, not done by Hasbro, not done by Baiwei, and not done by DNA. This was, I don't know who it was, I got it off AlIExpress, so I think it might have either been a fan or just someone who makes their own kits. But I was sort of on the fence what to buy in these accessories, I couldn't decide what I wanted, so I bought all three. Now you get, depending on what you buy, because with AlIExpress you can get all of them on, or just single ones. But I got this axe here. Now this is sort of clear plastic with silver paint on it, and then I think the bottom half is just normal plastic. Not sure if it's 3D printed, but either way it's pretty cool. Now comparing these, this is the Baiwei one, this is the unknown one. If someone's watching this and they know who's made it, then feel free to let me know, because it's really cool. So yeah, they're pretty cool. And then there is a larger version of the barrage cannon right here. If I pull in the Baiwei, they're basically identical, apart from this is bigger, and they sort of make a bit more of a handle, like hand cover on this bit here, whereas the Baiwei one is a lot smaller, so it pegs into the truck. So yeah, and the last one. Now these are what really hooked me in. Get it? Hooked me in. Oh gosh, I'm terrible at this. But they made Energon hooks. So this is the Baiwei Energon hook, and this is the unknown Energon hook. These are much better. These, because even before I got these, when I saw these on ShowZStore website when Baiwei released it, and then when I got it in person, I always thought these were too big. Whereas these are perfect. You get two of them. And I'll show you again what they actually look like in hand. So, really, when it comes down to what you want, it's those questions I asked at the start. Do you want playability or do you want display and accuracy? So, in the right hand, we're going to plug in Baiwei right there. In the left, we're going to plug the unknown. Now, Baiwei clips over the hand. These clip under the hand. And they don't always seem to hold in very securely. But, again, if you get it in the right position, it's better. Now, that looks so much different right there. The Energon hook. Again, do I need to tell you which one's better? This is good, and it's good plastic. But this is just so better. It's so much more accurate. So that's all them done in weapons. Now, I think the only last thing that I really want to compare would be the actual jetpacks themselves. So I'm just sort of transforming the jetpacks as we speak. Now, with the jetpacks, you can have the Hasbro, or you can have the Baiwei, or you can get the DNA upgrade that adds on to the Hasbro. And again, these are down to personal preference of those questions that I asked before. But what you get is something that looks along the lines of, trying to get this figured out, sorry. Just doing it off camera because it'd been so much easier to do it off camera. So you get the Hasbro one here. Just grey plastic, which you would get the DNA that it generally would fit with this trailer. But like I said, you get that, or you get the Baiwei like this. Now, one thing to note is I have actually added the DNA upgrade kit onto this. I've added the DNA on here, and I think I switched out these middle sections here. But DNA is just, they take it to another level. Now this is meant to actually plug into here on the Baiwei product, so it does look pretty cool. I do like to get the DNA one and plug it in just so it's better. It doesn't necessarily actually fit, it doesn't really tab in well, but I mean, you can get it to hold. It doesn't tab in like this does, it'll fall out, but you can get it to hold, or whether you use blue tack or something. And like I said, I've sort of mishmashed this with the Baiwei jetpack and the DNA upgrade kit. The Baiwei one, it basically has the same sort of thing as the Hasbro, where it's just grey. Apart from Baiwei has a little bit of a red and blue stripe on the jet thruster. So that's what you're basically getting. So I'm gonna go back to the start of this video and just talk about, now you've seen everything, I want to sort of talk about what do you actually want. So if you want a screen accurate Optimus Prime, get the Baiwei Optimus Prime. Don't buy the first one, because that's just fragile. But you should buy the second release right here, because that is the best quality. And I know Baiwei are just going to release another Optimus Prime, which is why I've not rebought any new ToyHax labels, because I'm holding off on sticking them on this guy, because I know Baiwei are going to re-release another Prime sometime. I mean, they've got loads of them now, and they've released loads in the past, and you know, they made Sentinel, then they made another version of Sentinel, then they've done the 07 Megatron, then they did the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron recently that arrived, and that's really cool. And then they've just sort of announced another Revenge of the Fallen Baiwei Megatron, which is like a rusty battle damage sort of version. So yeah, I definitely want to buy more ToyHax labels to put on this guy, so he looks like this guy. Another thing to mention as well, the smokestacks on Hasbro, they're very short for child safety, whereas Baiwei, they don't care about child safety. They've made the smokestacks taller. But yeah, I definitely want to buy ToyHax labels and stick them on this guy, but I'm just a bit hesitant at the minute. So if you want just an Optimus Prime and you don't care for all the accessories, you just want an Optimus, get the Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee, or any version, whether it's the original 44 or the re-released Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Get this guy. Again, you know, he's not going to come with all these Energon hooks and everything, but these are just for my display. But get this guy. If you want a few more weapons, get the Baiwei weapons pack, which comes with the Dark of the Moon cannon, with the silver painted Jetwing cannon. You know, sorry, that comes with the trailer. You get the barrage cannon that's painted silver. You get the shield. You'll get an axe, knuckle dusters. Get that, and it also comes with the Energon hooks. So if you want normal Optimus Prime, get this guy, and if you want the weapons, get the Baiwei weapon pack. You can't go wrong, because then you've got everything pretty much. But if you want a screen accurate Optimus Prime for your display, get this guy, get some ToyHax labels, get the Baiwei trailer, so you've got a bigger trailer and you've got the Jetwing cannons, you've got the better jetpack, you've got the Baiwei weapons pack with, you know, the knuckle dusters and the shield and everything like that. And you're sorted. But if you want, you know, if you're happy with this version and you just want a little bit more, but not really weapons, you just want to improve it, then you can always get the DNA pack, DNA upgrade kit, because you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, you get the better knuckle dusters, you get the better shields, and you get, you know, the axes. So yeah. However, if you can't decide and you have the money to spare, let's say if you have 100 or something, and you want the screen accurate, the best version, then get this guy, get the ToyHax labels, get the Baiwei trailer, get the Baiwei weapon pack, get the DNA upgrade pack and that unknown with the energon hooks and the bigger cannon and and the axe. So that really is sort of my take on these. I've given Baiwei a good chance, and they are really cool, and their products are really good, and I'm happy. I'll probably keep buying them. And yeah, it's really down to what do you want. So you can get everything I've just showed you if you buy this guy, and you get the trailer, the upgrade kits from DNA, the unknown, the Baiwei upgrade weapon pack, and the Baiwei trailer. You can probably get everything that I've shown you for maybe around 110, 120, and you're sorted. But if you just want a simple Optimus, you can probably get this guy in the aftermarket for about the same price. Maybe 110, 120, maybe a bit more. And again, I wouldn't pay more than that, because why pay all that for just a basic version when you can get all of that, what I've shown you, for the same price if you buy this guy? But it's really that question, is it playability or is it displayability and accuracy? Every single thing with Optimus uses in the Michael Bay movies in the first trilogy, I pretty much have. There's only two things that I suppose I don't have. Three at a push. So when Optimus Prime is in Revenge of the Fallen, he has the energon hooks, and you'll notice that when Optimus Prime, deploys his energon swords, they're like grey, and when they're not energized. So I guess you could say the non-version of the energized energon swords, but also the non-version of the non-energized version of the hooks, because when Optimus Prime enters in the Revenge of the Fallen film, then he cuts his parachute, he has metal hooks. Now they could be the non-energized version of the energon hooks. So that's one. The second one at a push would be the parachutes that deploy out of Optimus. And the third accessory that I don't have, and this is, he doesn't really, he had it in the film, but it's not something major. So when Optimus Prime had his cannon, he actually had like an extended blue piece that goes from the cannon up the forearm. If you look at a lot of promotional movie material and in little bits of the film and the games, you'll see that with a big blue metal bit that goes from here to here on Optimus. So if Baiwei or someone were to make like a 3D printed blue part for the gun that goes from here to here, then I pretty much have a complete set of Optimus. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I think I've talked a lot. These are the two I recommend. If you want Ultra Magnus, and if you want the Galvatron and the sort of Scourgy Nemesis Prime purple version, that's your choice, as well as other Baiwei products, Sentinel, Megatron, Shockwave, and the Bumblebee they made as well. They're just extras. But I wouldn't recommend the first Baiwei Optimus Prime. That thing is very fragile. I would recommend the Revenge of the Fallen the original Optimus and Studio Series, because it's a fun figure, but again, it's not accurate. So these are the two I recommend. If you're on a budget and you want a Optimus with just some weapons, get this guy because it's cheaper, and get the Baiwei weapon pack. And those other upgrades, DNA, the unknown one, and everything else, they're just extra little things if you want to change it. So it's really mix and match, whichever you want. And I might do a part 2 to this in the future if Baiwei release another Optimus Prime, because I'm hoping they do, and I hope they use a bit of a lighter shade of red like the original Baiwei Optimus had. To really make this definitive would be to have the gunmetal grey like the original Baiwei feet had instead of its silver. Make the red a little bit brighter like the original did, and keep everything else as it is. But I would, like I said, I would want to add ToyHax stickers on him, but I'm not going to do it until, you know, Baiwei possibly release a new Optimus Prime, and then I'm going to stick ToyHax label on that, maybe switch the feet, switch any other parts if I need to. Really Frankenstein Optimus Prime here. Franken Prime. And yeah, that's basically my review on my buyer's guide to the Baiwei products. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry I have spoken for a long time, but I really wanted to get this video out. I knew I'd easily be talking for almost an hour. Even, you know, months ago when I wanted to do this video, I knew it would be a long video. I think one last thing I would mention as well that Baiwei have improved to Hasbro. Now, I don't own the original 32, Studio Series 32 Prime. But what Hasbro did with the abdomen section, the Dark of the Moon abs are basically the same. But the non-ab ones, you know, the original here, the Hasbro ones had it as one piece. And they basically had a bit of plastic here that sort of made this all one piece. Whereas what Baiwei have done is they've made the abdomen pieces two separate. They've sort of cut that middle section out that makes it one big piece. And they've done two separate sections. What Hasbro does is on their original, the abdomen section sticks out a little bit, whereas Baiwei have toned it down and it doesn't stick out. It's quite flat. And if you actually look at Optimus Prime in the film, you know, he does sort of have it a little bit flat. It does stick out a bit, but it's not massively, you know, and this really looks apart. I would say it feels apart, but I mean, it's fragile as heck. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been educational and you've learned something from it. And, you know, if you have any questions that I haven't covered, just let me know. I'll either answer them in the comments, or if I get enough people requesting a part 2, then I'll discuss them in part 2. But I mean, other than that, I don't have anything else to say. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you have watched all this video, I hope you have a brilliant new year. End 2023 with a bang, and I hope 2024 is a better year for us all. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, link below, TFM5000, and Discord as well. Join my Discord server, link below in the description. Please, you know, subscribe, hit the notification bell, rate the video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, and stay tuned for future videos. Till all are one.